What's up, guys? Upcycle the Past here. On today's episode we're going to continue the work on the engine rebuild because I just got the cylinder head back from the workshop. It looks really good. They basically changed a bunch of stuff. I will show you. And on today's episode I'm going to do some zinc plating for the first time in my life, so wish me luck, bear with me, and if I fail miserably, please don't rant me in the comment section. So enough with the small talk, let's start working on the engine. So here is the new, okay, not new, but here is the cylinder head. 4 of the valves were swapped because they were way too worn out, even for new guides to work properly. All of these little plates were grinded down to meet tolerances, so I can keep using this. You can see that the underside of the cylinder head was also resurfaced and everything was machine work to work perfectly in the future. So my water won't boil, because if you know Mark 1 and Mark 2 diesel engines, they are absolutely notorious for for boiling the water. Even though this is a naturally aspirated diesel engine, I'm still a little bit worried that with time it will boil the shit out of the coolant, so let's hope it's not the case. Okay, so let's start the galvanizing project. If you want your galvanizing to look really nice and shiny, especially the yellow one, you have to clean the bolts like this. With a wire brush, you need to give them a shiny, clean surface, otherwise the galvanizing will be applied on it, but it won't be shiny, and we want shiny. See the difference? This is a bolt which I've already cleaned, nice and shiny, and this is a bolt which I did not clean. Because if you start your galvanizing process with a bolt looking like this, it will be dull and ugly. We need to clean them and wire brush every single part if we want them to look shiny AF. But luckily for you, you will watch the whole process with an epic 80s style montage. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so this is the galvanizing station. I bought this from Gators from the UK. It's the 10-liter kit. I will not be explaining what I'm doing because it's the first time I'm doing it, and there are a couple of really great tutorials on YouTube from guys who actually know what they're doing, and I watched all of them and I gathered all of the information, and I will do the same. So you just sit back and watch me suffer with this process. I will be using eye protection, mask and gloves because a bunch of these are dangerous chemicals. So yeah, so just sit back and enjoy my suffering. Okie dokie, so now we are going to prepare the engine block and the cylinder head because I want to mount them together. But first of all, there are some key points that you need to do before mounting them, otherwise you may have a really bad experience after the first couple of kilometers. And one of them is cleaning the threads for the cylinder head bolts, and the other thing is setting the cylinder head on top dead center and the crankshaft on top dead center. Okay, so first of all, the first piston has to be at the most top of its travel. So that means that you are at top dead center or at least near top dead center. Also, in my case, the crankshaft pulley has a little groove in it, which if it's aligned with this pulley, then it means that you are at top dead center with the crankshaft. Okay, so the other really important thing is that after the machine shop is done, you need to verify all of the cylinder head threads so they don't have any metal filings, oil and stuff like that, because then you will not be able to torque down the screws, and with time there will be different torques on all of the bolts when the engine gets warm and cold. So you need to check it with a little magnet, and look at that. In my case, it's full of metal shavings. So what we're going to do is I will get all of them out with the magnet, and after that I will try to vacuum all the holes. Stay tuned. So here is the head gasket, and here is the cylinder head. Okie dokie, so first of all, the cylinder head has to be also on top dead center, which means if you can put this or any kind of metal with this like this. Normally there is a tool for this, but I don't have it, but a piece of metal would do it. But if you can put the metal here to block off the movement of the camshaft, then you are at top dead center for your cylinder head. At this type of engine, you can only put one way this metal here to block off the camshaft, because if this is rotated 180 degrees, this line gets beneath this line, so you can't block it off, and then you know that you are not at TDC. So this is TDC, you put this here, and to verify everything, the two cams for the first piston must be with the cams to the top, which means both of the valves are closed. I bought brand new bolts for the cylinder head from L-Ring. It's a really good brand. It's recommended to get new bolts because they are like $10-15 a set. So that's all for today's episode, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. The engine is turning out to be a really cool looking engine. I hope it will be one of the best looking naturally aspirated engines here in Romania, because nobody is taking so much money and time to detail a naturally aspirated Mark 1 diesel engine. So yeah, wish me luck. Let's hope I can finish it. The only thing remained is the injection pump, the 4 injectors, and the oil pump. So yeah. So that will be the next episode. Until then, I want to show you something, and if the weather lets me, we shall do some amazing stuff. Okay, so finally the Mark 1 chassis is back in the garage. I'm sorry, the barn. So yeah. So I don't want to spoil anything. The car is back in the barn. The metal work is kind of shite, so I was hoping for way better weldings and stuff. But fear not, at least you will have much more content, because I will have to weld a couple of stuff, and I will have to redo some of the things that the guy did. But let's hope for the best. Stay tuned for more.